Hey guys, so in this video, let's talk about what's happening in the Philippine markets. Let's do our own version of stocks by request. I know I haven't done this in a while, primarily because it takes a lot of time also to do this, but let's talk about the top stocks. Now, I want to start off with the larger caps first. Let's start everything off with BDO. So for BDO, if you look at it, what's the date today? So if you look at BDO, if you notice it, we saw it broke out from the 142 level, and after that, it's just proceeding straight to how its uptrend really is. And if I'll draw my uptrend here, it's very, very clear that BDO has respected that upward trending line and has continued that path. And that started since the end of 2022. So from December 22 to where we are now, BDO has been in a very, very good and steady uptrend. It's been up about 40+% already. And if you notice it very well here, as it broke out from the 142 level resistance, that resistance level that support level, that new support level has held its ground for over the past 2 weeks. So you have BDO breaking out continually, which is its new level of support. And what's interesting about that, if you'll allow me to zoom out here, it's now challenging pre-COVID prices as well. What's interesting also is that from this area, which was about the start of 2022, it hasn't gone above that level up until we saw it break out this second quarter of 2023. So we're now seeing it also start to break out from 1+ year level resistances, at which allowed it also to get out of this consolidation area on where it is right now. And do note that it's still progressing in its uptrend. It just has to break out from, I do believe, the 158, 160 level also, if we want to see it have a greater level of upside. But this looks a bit good for BDO. It has respected its uptrend since the end of 2022 and the start of 2023. Let's look at SM. So do note that how BDO, SM Prime, Ali, Ayala Corp would go also. Sort of they sort of paint a picture of how the index will be, because they are one of the largest in terms of um they're one of the largest in terms of market cap. And do know that the Philippines is the PSEI is a market cap index, meaning the ones that have the largest market cap will have the largest influence over the index. So in contrast to BDO, which is in an uptrend, SM from the start of, or at least the end of 2022, has just been pretty much sideways. You have the moving averages, 200, 150, 20, also confirming it. However, it's having a hard time at the 952 level resistance. It really hasn't broken out from the 952 level. If I'll zoom out, you'll see it here. It hasn't gone back up from the 952 level up until February 2022. So this has been its main resistance, and it's consolidating with this particular range. You have the support at 854 and you have the resistance at 952, with MACD also confirming that it's consolidating for the past few months as well. Now, that being said, it broke below the 20 and 50-day moving averages. Possible narrative, if it does not hold the 100, it could retrace down to 892 with its main support level right here at the 854 mark. So should selling continue, it brings us with this particular downside for SM somewhere around this. It gives you a 7% possibility of a downside. Again, its distance from the resistance right now is about 3.6%. So if you're trying to pick it up, better wait for it as it goes back to a level of support, or if it breaks back up from the 952 support resistance level. Now let's look at SM Prime. So for SM Prime, it's also sideways. Um, what's interesting here is its main support level is 32.32, and you have a main resistance at 34.47. One thing that's interesting though about it is, if you plot this downward trending slope, it broke past this downward trending slope in mid-July. But I do believe for it to have a better semblance of movement up, it must break past this 200-day moving average. It must break past this resistance at the 34.47 mark. That being said, if it does that, it confirms the breakout here from the downtrend. It confirms also the breakout from the 20 and 50-day moving average, and it gives it a possible movement to 36.45, which is our next resistance level. From this time on, we just have MACD above zero, and it's also showing us a change in direction upward. We have bullish signals from the breakout of the 20-50-day moving average, along with the downward trending slope. But again, key number to watch out for is the 34.47 resistance. We need to break out of that for us to have the ability to say and give a confirmation that, hey, SM Prime has actually gone out of the resistance level as well. Now let's look at AC, Ayala Corporation. For Ali, similar thing, similar fashion. If you notice, no, it has been massively down. And if I'll zoom out even further up until the start of the lockdowns, it has dropped. It has gone way up already, way past the pre at least lockdown conditions. But from the time it hit 906, it has dropped over 33+%. It's currently down around 31% right now. So if you're looking at it from that perspective and you're trying to build a downward trending slope here, which will be our downward trending line to confirm if there's any reversal that may happen. We're not yet there. There hasn't been any indication yet, at least for Ayala Corporation, that it's already reversing. Do note that it has also been consolidating. It's in a larger downward trending line, but over the midterm or short term, it has been consolidating with the support level at 606, which it just bounced off last June. Bounce here. As it started to bounce, it started to move up. This is its target price. Failed to break out from 652, failed to break out from 20 and the 200-day, the 100 and 200-day moving average. Then that's when we saw the AC start to go down as well. It's now currently resting at the 20-day moving average support, but if that does not hold, then you could expect a retracement back to the 606 level. So for those who want to at least trade this very, very thin range, it could give you a possibility of an upside. If it goes to 606, you pick it up. It gives you an 8.1% return. If you wait longer, it could give you 16.3% return. However, if it breaks out, if it goes to the 701 mark, then that means it's now starting to break out of this downward trending slope. But if you want to say and have full conviction that it's actually reversing, I would say that it needs to break out from the 701 mark first before we could mark it as something that's actually reversing as well. So should it retrace, should there be more selling, then the narrative for you to trade would be this up until here. Then let's see if it breaks out from this particular level. Now you can mark this down. If it breaks out from 701, I do believe that there may be bigger upside for Ayala Corporation as well. Before I proceed with the next set of stocks, check out the links below if you want to learn more about all of this. Everything that I'm discussing to all of you is a study in stock trading and investing called technical analysis. I've created a webinar about it. You can watch it on demand, and as you watch it on demand as well, you can watch it anytime you like. You could fast forward, you could replay, you could stop it and take notes. And I do believe that's why a lot of people have been benefiting from this, primarily because of that. And if you want to learn via books, I have books that are available in Shopee. Check out the links down below. It could be delivered from anywhere in the Philippines as well. And lastly, I have thousands of videos here, hundreds of videos on technical analysis. I do hope those things add value to you. If you guys have any other stocks that you want me to analyze, put it in the description below or put it in the comment section down below, and I'll try to analyze them for you as well. Now, this is Ayala Land. So Ayala Land has been one of the most battered ones. It has been revisiting the COVID lows. What's interesting, during the lockdowns, it hit somewhere around 23, and it has revisited it last year, July. Then it revisited it again October last year. Then it revisited it again this June 2023. Now, that being said, the line that has to be respected, at least for Ali, is this downward trending slope. But I think it has some sort of wiggle room right now because it's trying to break out already of the 200-day moving average, and it's also trying to break out from this particular resistance level. So a breakout from the 27.36 will adjust our resistance to a 28 something 29 peso level as a level of resistance, at least to watch out for. So this is where we are at least for Ali. It's still sideways. It still hasn't broke. It's still sideways for the short term unless it breaks out from this 27.4 mark and this 29 peso mark as well. And it also must somehow break out from this downward trending slope, which it still hasn't yet. So ideal scenario is it breaks out from this, then we could see larger upsides for Ali, and even for the short term, There's a narrative that it could go back to 33.4, but that's a great way off. What's interesting right now is MACD has turned bullish. It's now above the zero line cross. What's interesting also right now is it's above the 20, 50, and 100-day moving average. It still has to significantly get out of the 200-day moving average, but above and beyond that also, key resistance to watch out for, I believe, is a 28.92 resistance. When we see that happen, there could be greater upside for the stock. Let's see, Pure Gold. Pure Gold also has been so battered after performing well. Pure Gold crushed it during the pandemic, during 2020. If you look at how Pure Gold moved during the pandemic, at least the largest lockdowns, it went up over 80%. But since that time, has been in a massive downtrend. So since the end of 2020, so you have 2021, 2022, and we're now mid 2023, over 2+ years, 2.5 years, Pure Gold has been in a massive downtrend. Its main resistance that you should watch out for right now is at 36.3, which this has been its hardest, I think, resistance that it hasn't broken out from. It got blocked here, it got blocked here, it got blocked here as we ended 2023. So aside from this downward trending slope that it must break the 200-day moving average, and it also must break this 36.32 mark. Should it break that, then we possibly could see some reversals for Pure Gold. But that if unless that happens, this downward trending slope of Pure Gold may still be there, and this 36.3 resistance of Pure Gold maybe there maybe the one that could prevent it from pushing up as well. So there, I hope you guys got a lot from this. This is Marvin Germo. I hope this video helps you trade well, trade strong, trade smart. See you all again soon, and God bless you all.